What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got a very entertaining duel for you guys to check out. This one, I'm going to tell you right at the beginning, is going to be all over the place. And I also would like to tell you guys that when it comes to my daily duel commentary of the YGO Pro duels, I'm really trying to focus on duels that don't heavily rely on the extra deck as much. Obviously, since YGO Pro has not updated for links, I don't want to really just see a whole bunch of like random decks that we know just can't be played the way that they're being played in the duel, like Buster Blader and even a deck like Totally Heroes, because they don't really exist anymore. You can't really play them like that. But this is a duel where the extra deck isn't that big of a deal, and the deck at the bottom is, well, let me close this out right quick. You guys don't care about my antivirus. The deck at the bottom is actually Trickstar, but it's not a pure Trickstar version. It's an Ojama Trickstar build, and it's really all over the place. In fact, some of the plays are going to be very, very random, and you're going to see a couple of cards in here that you probably might not recognize, like this card right here, Skill Successor. I had no idea what the hell this even was. And then at the top, it's pretty much a It's a Win Witch Invoke deck, so it's a pretty standard high tier competitive deck. Let's go ahead and roll this. I believe that Win Witches are up first. No, actually they're not. Looks like Trickstars are up first, and he has Lycoris on the field. He's going to activate that Reincarnation, and he does a decent amount of burn damage, 1200. And I believe Homeboy is going to start with Alistair, and he's going to go for Spellbook of Knowledge. Now, keep in mind, as he keeps adding all these cards to his hand, he is just burning himself. So that 6800 then went to 5800, and Lycoris actually did a decent amount of damage. Now, this is where the fun starts. During the end phase, he activates Balance of Judgment, and then he chains Ojama Duo, and he's going to get a lot of cards off of this because his opponent does have six cards on the field, so he ends up drawing like 4 cards, which is really nice because when you add that to his draw phase, he has basically a brand new opening hand. Now, I don't agree with this. He basically tried to negate Candina. The problem is Lycoris is chained, and the Merkaba essentially misses its target because it's no longer on the field. Then he's going to activate Reincarnation, and check this play out. He activates Ojama Duo, summons a couple of Ojama monsters from his deck. I believe that was red and blue, and now he has a pretty big token on the field. He actually goes into the Baby Raccoon XC. He copies Merkaba's stat line off for the token, and since he already used Merkaba earlier in the turn, you don't get to use it again. Now, he did use that Skill Successor, which the first time you activate it, you get 400 damage, and then you can banish it from the graveyard to get 800 damage. Now, I believe he came back with a massive Regeki. Now he's going to activate Secret Blast, and watch what's actually going to save him as he activates Spellbook of Knowledge to draw even more cards, goes for a Raijin play. And I believe he's going to activate Fairy Tale Snow to put the Baby Raccoon face down. He goes for Magical Heads. This is a really cool tech with Ojama Duo because it not only can stop multiple attacks. You see how he had 3 monsters on the field, but he ends up taking actually no damage at all. So not only is he able to block attacks, but he's able to get the Ojama Duos in the graveyard. Now keep in mind, Ojama Duo's second effect is not a hard once per turn. So he can activate both of those in a single turn, which is actually pretty powerful. So you see he's going to do that here, and just like that, he gets to summon 4 monsters on the field. Now this is the part where obviously this is not legal for link format, so you have to use your imagination. He uses the Merkaba once again very early on a Trickstar monster. I don't agree with that, especially when you know your opponent can probably exceed, and he's going for those Baby Raccoons. He's going to activate Skill Successor in the graveyard, and he has the biggest monster on the field, which is 3,300. It's a token, but hey, tokens can do damage just like other monsters can. Now I think that at this point, I think that the invoked Win Witch player had kind of given up because he felt like he didn't really have any plays. He is going to go with Ojama Trio, and I thought that was going to lock him out of the summon, but nope, he actually uses the Ojama monster, and then he's going to go ahead and banish for another copy of Fairy Tale Snow, which was actually pretty crafty, but he attacks He attacks the face down Raccoon, and I think he ends up scooping once he realizes that the Raccoon will not actually be destroyed. It's very similar to Draco Sack. It can't be destroyed while you have Baby Raccoon tokens on the field, and obviously he has the 3,300 attacker, he has the 2,500 attacker, he's already used Castel. He used Castel in the weirdest way. He used Castel to put his Blue Boy face down, which I mean, that technically can work because when Blue Boy gets flip face up, yeah, you get the activator's effect again. But bro, you got to make sure you actually live to see that next turn. So I don't know. Probably what I would have done is maybe use Castel Detach 2 and spun one of the tokens back to, you know, like, well, I don't know where tokens really get spun back to, but I would have used it on one of the tokens to try to get off the field and then maybe attempted to ram Merkaba or something like that. But, you know, that's not how the duel played out. But I thought it was a very interesting duel because the deck at the bottom, it was definitely a crazy hybrid, but it actually had some legitimate play. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed the duel, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. Let me know whatever you guys thought in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.